Now, you've probably heard about the new Bethesda game Starfield, but many intelligent gentle sirs, such as myself, are actually calling it Wokefield.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Pronouns!
You can choose your character's gender in the character creator and their pronouns. You can choose. So it's Wokefield. There are two big points to this. Okay. And I'll make a point after we watch a little bit of media. We have to see what's going on here. Okay. So Dr. Disrespect was recently denied a Starfield sponsorship deal due to his recent transphobia. Dr. Disrespect has just been a general scumbag lunatic ever since his ban. Apparently recently he was filming people like minors in a bathroom or something like that. Like he's just complete weirdo lunatic. So I don't really know all the lore here. There are probably people who know more than I do. I don't know. That was like 4 years ago. Was that 4 years ago? It's still pretty weird. Still strange to do. Well, you know what? Let's give people the chance to grow and see what he's up to now. We'll judge him based on this.
Got it. Okay. Now everything's starting to make sense. Everything's starting to make sense now. Everything's starting to make sense. Got it. All right. I got it. So, I gotta say this, Chance, for just real quick. I just gotta get it off my chest. Obviously, we've been hyping up Star Citizen for Star.
Sorry, sorry. Star Citizen reference. Gotta Star Citizen. Don't worry about it.
Field for a long time. We've been making it very vocal, right, Champs?
Is his hair real? No, it's like a costume that he wears. He plays like, I don't know. He's like the whole bit is he's like a 1980s action man. That's the thing, right? Because he's got like the retro shades and the stash and the poofy flowing hair kind of thing. Yeah, it's like a character thing, yeah. No, the bit's cool. I think the bit is fine.
We had our team reach out. Hey, can we work with you? Can we do something? Due to past controversies, there's no way we can work with Dr. Disrespect. How about just give me, like, let me play the game when some of the others are playing it.
Oh wait, real question: is he drunk? I know he does some intonation stuff for his character, but what is this?
How about that? Yeah, that's still the case. Anyways, Champ,
Is this really sobriety? Last time I checked, he doesn't drink. Does he do something? I mean, I get like you can act whatever is sober, just like okay, yeah, it's kind of off-putting. Okay. Anyway, a bunch of people in his community have started bitching that Wokefield is denying him his sponsorship because he's woke or whatever, not because the million controversies. What do we make of this? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, it just makes me feel kind of sad watching this. Let's watch something that makes me feel happy. What's up, dude? You've seen this clip. You all have to have.
I just want to say something to you, Bethesda. Just want to say a little something. There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off. Fuck that. Bethesda. There is nothing I love more than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself, think, oh my God, just think of this world. Just think of all the planets I can visit, all the immersive things that
I'm going to spoil you guys just a little bit and say this guy is quite conservative. How do you be a conservative when you are a living Wojak? When you are like a subset of the soy jack? I could never imagine saying this. You all know how much I like to boot up my computer, sit here in my chair, load up an RPG, and lose myself in the like. I feel like you're doing a bit.
Can get involved with all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited.
Me when I have a very strong and well-formed opinion on what RPGs offer in terms of game experience to the players.
to go there. And you know, I love nothing more than, with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every conceivable opportunity so you can current day us.
He discovered the pronoun selector in Wokefield, and it's current day because people recently grew pronouns.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Pronouns! Gender ambiguity! Current day Californian shit! Because that's all we know! Because we're boring! We're so boring!
I want to make a case here that I feel like has been the case for a while, but I feel like it's pretty undeniable. The dynamic has completely shifted with who is the SJW. Like, all of Gamergate got kicked off because people got frustrated at Anita Sarkeesian's not great, but largely civil and, sort of like uncontroversial video game review series. And meanwhile, nowadays, like, left-leaning people are playing Baldur's Gate 3, are playing Wokefield. Well, you shouldn't enjoy playing a Bethesda game. I'll make that case. But whatever. We're playing game. We're just having a grand old time. Meanwhile, people on the right are literally creating new soy jacks live, getting angry at this over pronouns. Oh, literally, I will never get an answer to this. I genuinely, like, I need to talk to a conservative who is freaked out over the pronouns, and I need to ask them. What did you think was happening when you were younger? Oh, the game just lets you identify whether you're a boy or a girl? You can't you can just choose? Like, what has been happening? In a way, I feel really bad for these guys, because these guys are basically like the real life right-wing equivalents of the type of left-leaning person who stops being able to enjoy any kind of problematic media because they see in it now all of these problematic tendencies that they didn't before. But because imagine, like, the world drying up for a guy like this. They can't be happy anymore. Like, it's genuinely quite sad. Like, really imagine this. Imagine he's being sincere, and he seems to be. Imagine from his perspective, you have, like, this guy is hyped up for this new game. He's excited to play this new game, but then there were pronouns in it, and now he's upset. And that sounds like a joke, doesn't it? That sounds like something I would say to make fun of a conservative. There were pronouns in it, and now he doesn't like it. Except it's real. That's actually happening. How do you live like this? It's just constant. This is, to bring this back to a larger political point, this is why reactionaries get so upset when minority groups get rights and they think like, oh, the world is changing. They don't understand how much artificial, forced effort it takes to keep all of these things from being present. Like, the social invisibility of gay or trans people is something that has required brutal and genocidal violence for millennia in the instances where it is the case. It's also required historical erasure. There are tons of anthropological records indicating the existence of public out trans and gay people. There was a emperor, or should I say empress, of Rome who was one, of course. But the historians just wrote it off because the historians who were interpreting the historical data were as biased as the people that they grew up around. And now we realize that humanity is actually full of potential, that there's so much we can be and so much we can do. And all it does is make this guy angry because he grew up in a world where he was sheltered from reality. And now he's just upset. He's upset by reality. And he's so upset. Is this not pinnacle SJW behavior? Is this not peak? Is this not a stereotype? If this person was a left-leaning individual and they were around back in 2017 or something, and they did this exact bit, except instead of pronouns, it's something equivalently stupid, like him getting mad that there are more options for a white skin tone than a non-white skin tone in the character creator or something, which is an actual issue, by the way. Sometimes, you ever play one of those games where it's like, here's 27 pigments of white, and then there's like 2 brown and black tones, and then there's like all these white hairstyles and an afro? It can be, yeah. But like, if you have, even though that's a real issue, reflective of an actual set of biases, if a person on the left had reacted like this, they would have been made fun of for the rest of their life. And I really hope this guy's made fun of for the rest of his life. I hope it teaches him to learn to have fun again.
We can't see past our own reflection. That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda Western Game Company. Fuck your immersion. Fuck you having a good time. Fuck you falling into a world and just getting lost. No, no, no. Current day. Fuck off. You're boring. You're dull. You have nothing to say. You are a one-hived mind twat waffle.
Oh, Crumple. Where's that tweet? Where's that tweet? Between my ex-wife, the tenant from hell, and Bernie asterisk Sanders. What a spectacular of a day. What a Daddy needs drinky. You know that tweet, right? That tweet lives rent-free in my head whenever I hear people make up like cringe new like mean words or whatever. Crumulent crustable. That's right.
That's all you are. And you wonder why people...
Yes! Between Wokefield, pronouns, Bethesda going woke, and general chumpkery, this has been a crumulent crustable of a day. Thumb need drinky. Thumby? Thumby. God, he looks like an unflattering drawing, doesn't he? I'm honestly trying to, like, lean off the insults to his appearance. But, like, man, it's tough.
Like, getting so sick and tired. You take everything we love, all our immersions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit, crap ideology into everything, every single solitary thing.
Man, he's got all red in the face now. He's really gotten it, you know? It genuinely is, I think. So I'm operating on the assumption that this guy is mostly sincere and is playing it up for the camera, which is often the case. Like, when I say things, I'm sincere. Sometimes the way I deliver it is, like, over the top because I'm literally a streamer, right? Like, that's normal. But I'm assuming that the general, like, emotional delivery here is true. That his being completely triggered, his being triggered out of his mind is true. Can we acknowledge? I think this is mental illness, and I really mean that. I think that to see the pronouns, literally, are you he, him, she, her, they, them? That's the drop down. That's it. It's just like one screen in a million screens. To see that and to do this, I genuinely think it's like mental illness. I think it's comparable to like a kind of phobia or like a hysteria. It's a reaction that is so out of line with what reality portions to you. It goes beyond obsession, you know? I think he's sick. I mean that. He really is. It's just also very funny. Having to calm down. Got to keep the blood pressure in line. Oh, he's doing camera on camera. There we go. He's booting up Starfield again. That actually wasn't the end of it. I don't know who this person is. I have no idea how large of a streamer they were. Okay, tiny Wokefield spoilers ahead, but I don't care because it's a Bethesda game and they're shit and your enjoyment of these games means nothing to me. Okay, this is his reaction when the NPC told him she was trans. Now, looking down here at the bottom, there is a selected dialogue option that says, "You're a clone of a man. How does that work?" And this person looks rather feminine. So I guess that they're a clone of... So with the same genetic material, she lived as a woman. And with future Wokefield HRT, she got the nice cheekbones or what. I don't fucking know. Anyway, that's the context.
Cough. It's infected everywhere.
Nerves kicking in.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
To try to so again, like, I think he's sick. Like, he's ill. This man is unwell. He's genuinely not doing okay. It's not gonna be okay. Literally getting angry at an NPC. Actually, like, arguing with a Bethesda NPC and losing. Hey, maybe Bethesda has improved their game making because one of their NPC's dialogue actually managed to bring about an emotional response from somebody playing. That's crazy. A Bethesda NPC. Todd Howard's like, So he's like, yes, I got one. Very excitably watching the live stream. I do think it's very telling, the actual language.
It's infected everywhere.
Nerves kicking.
The idea that, like, the very presence, the nerves kick in. The idea that the very presence of, like, a queer person is an infection, which is the same as saying it's a disease, which is Nazi shit. You know, never forget that, like, underneath, what's important to remember distinction-wise, right, is that while there certainly were, and listen, okay, I'm not going to bullshit you guys and say this wasn't an issue, all right? Gamergate was psychotic, but there was, like, an actual thing of, like, the stereotypical SJW back then. I mean, it's always been a thing, right? The comically fragile, hypersensitive, preachy, talk down to you, tends to be members of privileged groups, but speaks as though they're not, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, they existed. Are they, like, a massive social problem? Now? No. Then? No. But they existed. It's important to remember, though, that when those people were obnoxious, as they so often were, they were usually obnoxious about things that, generally speaking, they were correct about. If you go back and look at, like, Big Red, the person who was at that MRA conference or whatever, or the arguing with the people, the stuff she said was correct.
Agree on. These are things that we're agreeing on, and these are things that you've actually all got skewed views on. You think that feminists are trying to take away your rights, but as a matter of fact, what we're trying to do is we're actually trying to work on the same things that you're working on, but accept the fact that you're just too busy hating women. You can't see that we're trying to actually work on those same situations.
You can go back and see a lot of that. It's important to remember that while I am making an equivocacy here with the SJW stuff, and I do think it's a valid one, the thing that's making this guy act this way is genocidal rage. I know it sounds really dumb to, like, attribute that to him, but to him, the presence and existence of queer people is a disease. This isn't just, oh, well, that's a couple steps from Nazi rhetoric. That's just Nazi rhetoric. That's just straightforwardly. Now, people can be charitable and say, no, the disease he's talking about is woke infiltration of blah, blah. Well, what he calls woke infiltration of our media is just acknowledging the existence of those groups of people. The disease he's referring to is their existence, as represented in media. And it's worth noting, of course, that the actual Nazis would often describe any kind of media-associated presence of queer people as Jewish degeneracy. They wouldn't just say that queer people are a disease, though they did say that, of course. They would also say, you know, okay, well, the fact that queer people are in these books that we're burning, the fact that queer people are in these early movies, the fact that queer people are in these academic and research papers, well, that's a part of the, again, this guy would say woke infiltration. What do you think they would say, right? I know, I always go back to this, but what am I supposed to do when this guy is being like a funny haha, like getting mad at NPCs, he's an SJW, blah, 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 and then like just casually he just says like, these queer, this disease is everywhere. You know what I mean? It's just, I guess it's a reminder that the soy spectrum can go pretty far around, you know, like it's just really weird to think of somebody acting in a way that I associate with like 2014 era online feminists just through cultural osmosis. And then he's literally doing like the downfall scene, like 999, like his shit. I don't know. It's very soy. It's very cringe. He's sick. He's ill. He's broken. And he looks stupid. He looks like a thumb. Nazism would be a very bad ideology for him because the dysgenic accusations would begin immediately. The new order begins, and you know, he's like, all right, so when do we get rid of all the queer woke disease? And people are like, oh yeah, we'll get to that. However, thumb people are also on the ticket to this train. Thumb people are also getting relocated. So you're gonna need to get over there, you know? Joe Rogan's, it's all over for Joe Rogan. Anyway, please remember that just because it's Wokefield, just because it's the most progressive game to have ever been made, does not mean you have to buy Starfield. Please don't. Please. I just don't want any more Bethesda games to exist. I don't. We're going to be at like the Game of the Year awards, and they're going to give the award to Starfield over Baldur's Gate 3, and I am actually going to chew a hole in my drywall and not stop until I have reached the outside. Have you beaten Baldur's Gate 3 yet? I haven't started Baldur's Gate 3. But I know and I respect the studio. What if Starfield ends up being pretty good, though? Bethesda game. If you want to play Starfield but better, just go play Outer Wilds. Wait, Outer Worlds, sorry. Well, hold on. If you want a transcendentally high-quality experience that will leave an emotional impact on you that you'll carry with you to the grave, play Outer Wilds. If you want to play a mid-Bethesda-styled space exploration RPG, play Outer Worlds. There we go.